It all started with a ragtag group of individuals from all over the world and all walks of life. Their lyrics inspired a generation.
I look to what inspired us all. Nature.
A band that seemed to reach superstardom almost overnight.
It literally came out of nowhere. Sort of like the 7 plagues sent by God.
Everything seemed fine until the band was put to the test by an unforgivable turn of events. In one terrible moment, everything fell apart. From the beginning, the Yahoos came out swinging.
They did things that you could not even believe. They made guitar chords. It was like green, blue, red, orange, all at the same time. Who would think of that? That's insane.
But underneath the band's flamboyant front lay distrust, secrets, and scandal.
What? No, I'm not.
2 years after their very public breakup, the band reunites for the first time. Now, the hard truth and riveting reality of the Yahoos, the story behind the music. It all started with just a couple of guys trying to find a way to pay their rent and make it in the world. Their guitar player, Gulliver, hailing from England, he claimed that, during his travels, he was taught the guitar by a group of talking, rocking, Grammy Award-winning horses. Tartuffe, a street-smart accountant turned man of the cloth after being indicted for fraud. He served as the Yahoos' vocalist as well as band treasurer. The Yahoos' piccolo player, Rimbaud. Nobody really understood why the Yahoos needed a piccolo player, but after meeting Rimbaud, the manager demanded it. Hedda Gabler. Before becoming the drummer for the Yahoos, Gabler had performed in several other groups, specializing in playing the Glock. And no, we don't mean the Little Bell set. William Wordsworth became the songwriter for the Yahoos after a falling out with his close friend and associate Samuel Taylor Coleridge, stemming from an argument about which one of them actually wrote their hit album, Lyrical Ballads. After graduating from the Lycée Bonaparte in Paris, Paul Verlaine became manager of the Yahoos. He had set out originally intending to create the greatest band the world had ever known. Most contemporary critics would agree. He succeeded. The Yahoos didn't come together like most bands do. In fact, they didn't even know each other before they started playing. Verlaine took out ad space in a local newspaper, asking anyone interested in being involved with his band to come and audition on the instrument of their choice. From there, the selection was entirely up to him.
How do I get into the band? Upon my return to the country, I was filled with contempt, disgust, rage. And they thought it was great, so they let me in.
The talent pool was pretty shallow by the time we found Gulliver, but he had a sweet mustache, so that was kind of cool.
Although some questioned Verlaine's method of selecting the members of his band, Verlaine was said to have had a complex formula for constructing his group that factored in every aspect of the performers.
Yeah.
So, this is how I got started with the whole thing. The manager came up to me and said, "You're Rimbaud. I'm gonna make you a star."
Rimbaud? He was pretty cute. Plain and simple.
For a time, everything seemed to be going great for the Yahoos. The band quickly nabbed the #1 spot on just about every chart simultaneously when they released their smash hit Monday 19th off of their best-selling album, The Grasmere Journals. Fans were addicted, record sales were stratospheric. Members of the band had so much money, some of them didn't even know what to do with it.
I thought if we had gotten rich and made a lot of money, I could buy myself a yacht and ride around the city. That would be awesome. Land ho!
There really is such a thing as being too famous.
We can do that, we need to do this, like, in one.
I know. If anything, the takeout scenes at the end will...
Oh, yeah. Loaded. Loaded.
Oh, I'm in heaven! What are we gonna do with all of this? I should make a snow angel.
Oh, right now? Yeah.
Guys, you wanna make one?
But one member of the Yahoos soon grew unhappy with an essential part of the band's identity.
And a 2. And a 1. A 2. A 3. A 4. Hey. Gulliver. What's wrong?
I just think that we need to change our name from the Yahoos to the Winhams to reflect our superiority. We're much better than the Yahoos, don't you think? I didn't really like the name Yahoo. It was so uncivilized and so unrefined, so I took it up with the band.
Of course, the other band members had their own opinions.
That dude needs to get over it. He's been here this long and it hasn't bothered him until now.
His imagination is perpetually filled with the virtues and imaginings of these stupid talking horses. We're all getting very fed up with it. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Of course, this wasn't the only artistic disagreement that the band had.
God has a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
No. We need more cowbell.
That's right, Verlaine. God's got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell! Honestly, God doesn't care about cowbell. I just really wanted to get more stage time. And I heard Hedda say she thinks cowbell is sexy.
Although Gulliver eventually gave up on his desire for a more refined name, this proved to be just the beginning of the trouble in store for the Yahoos. Soon after, rumors began circulating about the members of the band. There was talk of a scandalous relationship between Verlaine and Rimbaud. Unforeseen financial problems were beginning to arise as large sums of money started to go missing.
Hedda. One for Verlaine, one for Rimbaud, one for Gulliver, one for Tartuffe, and one for the church.
And to top it all off, rumors began flying that the band's drummer, Hedda, was pregnant.
What? No. No, I'm not pregnant. I don't know what happened. I remember one night I was working late with Tartuffe, and I fell asleep. And I don't know what happened. I mean, I trust him. He's a pious man.
Security tapes from within the Yahoo's personal studio seemed to raise more questions than answers.
Growing up, she plays among the butterflies and flowers, but she turned 16 and all she knows is work and sorrow.
Many people suspected they knew what the truth was.
What? Are you really asking someone as holy as me something like that? Why? Did you hear something?
We all knew what was going on. Tartuffe was kind of a creep, stud. I'd seen this coming all along.
So there I was, just writing out songs and having a casual conversation with my friend Hedda, and she tells me that there may be some kind of a baby in this crazy music scene. My thoughts immediately jumped to a conversation I'd recently had with my friend John Swift. Perhaps you've heard of him. He had a modest proposal with what to do with unwanted babies, and I told her my idea. She didn't take it well. So yes, then after this line, then you hurl your guitar, your drums off the stage, and whoever catches them will win a ride on our yacht.
Oh.
So, okay, yeah.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with the baby?
Well, remember that time that Ozzy Osbourne ate a bat on stage? And how after that they were ridiculously popular and had a ton of money and fans, and everyone remembers that. Well, here's a modest proposal.
Rampant questions of who the father of Hedda's child was eventually drove one of the Yahoos to step up and accept responsibility.
Stuff like that is what ruins bands, and I wasn't gonna let that happen to my band, so I took the blame. Plus, with all those rumors going around, I thought it'd be a good move.
Of course, those rumors turned out to be entirely true. Verlaine grew insane with jealousy. He decided that the best way to resolve the situation would be to give Rimbaud a beautiful death. It all went down at the kickoff show for the band's 5th world tour. The concert seemed to be going as planned for the Yahoos.
It consisted of millions of charming creatures, a sweet, sacred concert, power and peace, noble ambitions, and goodness knows what else.
Even in the moments leading up to the concert, it was impossible to tell that anything was wrong.
Hedda, cover your bosom. I am but flesh and am not blind.
But only a few seconds into the opening number, the unthinkable happened.
At first it seemed like any other gig. It couldn't have been more than 10 seconds into the show when...
And the show did go on. Verlaine was apprehended and sentenced to 2 years probation inside of a maximum security prison. He would have gotten life if it weren't for the fact that he screwed up his attempt so badly that nobody thought that it was actually attempted murder.
Verlaine lacked the courage to live by his own principles. One day I'll do something big, something beautiful. I'll have the courage to rise from the feast of life.
Yeah, I shot him, and I don't regret it, but I hope he can forgive me, and I hope the spark is still there at the reunion.
I never want to see him again.
I just don't know
After
why.
Verlaine was released from prison, the band decided to meet in order to try to work out their differences.
His mind
What in...
is just filled with the idea of those horses.
I know. What? And
Look at him. Look at him over there.
guys, do we really want him to be with us if he's eating hay? Hay is for horses.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I might like to have some more hay.
Excellent, sir.
Thank you.
While it's true that the Yahoos haven't gotten back together since their awkward reunion, their music lives on. The members of the Yahoos have found their places around the world. Tartuffe now runs a successful pyramid scheme over the internet. Hedda Gabler eventually got bored with the rock star life and married an anthropologist. Verlaine and Rimbaud, after many, many long hours of discussion and heartfelt conversation, finally did work things out. They moved to Idaho together where they raise sheep. William Wordsworth, wanting to focus more on his writing, moved in with his sister and good friend. He is now a world-renowned poet and drives a Jaguar. Gulliver, tired of the Yahoo way of life, boarded a boat and headed out to find his friends, the Winhams. However, the ship was lost at sea and Gulliver has not been heard from since. But no matter how far the bandmates get, the world can still look back on their careers, listen to their music, and say to themselves, wow, what a crazy band.
If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every stop I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is
I just need her reaction.
Yeah, but I want you to say it.
Okay. How would you react if I just told you to eat a baby?
I would laugh.
What if I did it really seriously, like, hey, I want you to eat a baby on stage?